Disgruntled divorcee son, 42, wins lawsuit against his parents, and now they must pay him for throwing away his disturbing collection of 2,000 porn tapes, which he says is worth $25,000 after he moved out of their basement. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is it possible that a guy that's 42 could be living in his parents' basement? It fits all of the stereotypes, all of the memes. Let's investigate the dirty details a little more and see if this is really what they're leading us to believe it is based on what we have to work with here. David Werking, maybe should be called David Twerking, 42, moved back to his parents' house in 2016 after a divorce. So after his divorce, he would be 38 at that time. Would have been 38, I should say. Moved back to the parents' house, lived in the basement, which is perfectly normal for a 38-year-old. But let's cut him a little bit of slack. He did just go through a rough divorce and everything like that. She probably took him to the cleaners. Maybe the huge porn collection had something to do with the divorce. He brought his stash of pornography and toys during the 10-month stay. When he moved out, his parents threw away his X-rated collection. Also, he moved out and then he left it behind. Dang. They claimed some of it included child porn. Wow. And that he had an addiction and that his attitude toward women was disturbing. Twerking had asked them for, so they did. They called him Twerking. Twerking had asked them for his 12 boxes of porn, his toys, tambourine, and black comforter back. When they said they'd thrown it away, he called the police. He then sued them, claiming it was worth more than $25,000 because that is how much he spent on it. A judge agreed with him and told the blank, that should be parents, to pay the damages, but the amount has not yet been decided. That's how much he paid, but we're going to have to check out the market value of that stuff. A lot of porn is free online now, so who knows how much he'll get out of it. Werking kept a detailed record of how much money he spent on porn, most of which was from the 80s and the 90s. He is now demanding triple the amount as punishment for wanton destruction of property. In total, he listed more than 400 VHS tapes. Priceless, baby. You can't put a dollar value on those. And 1,600 DVDs that he said they had thrown out. U.S. District Judge Paul Maloney ruled in favor of Werking, who said his parents had no right to throw out his collection. Probably true. He had returned home for 10 months in 2016 after a divorce before moving to Muncie, Indiana. But he noticed a dozen boxes of VHS tapes, DVDs, magazines, and the toys, worth an estimated $25,000, were missing when they sent his possessions to his new address. The toys, I kind of want to hear about it just to laugh, but I'm really not ready for that right now. So hopefully we don't get too many details on that. The Werkings had told their son that he could not bring the porn into their home, and if they found it, they would destroy it. His father said in an email, "Frankly, David, I did you a big favor getting rid of all this stuff." The parents kept some porn, which they described as the worst of the worst, in a safety deposit box out of concerns that it could be illegal. So the parents laid the law down, so they obviously knew of the collection beforehand, it seems. And then we also find out here that they admitted to destroying the stuff, which obviously wouldn't work well for them in court. However, if you're somebody's parent and you think that your kid is doing something illegal and you save the evidence, then what does that really say about you? What are you trying to do with that? Because as a parent, a lot of times we hear about it in TV shows, crime-type shows, stuff like that, where even if they know their kid is doing something wrong, they'll still cover for the kid. So why would they possibly be keeping this illegal material? Are they trying to hold it over his head for some reason? I just can't understand why the parents would keep something illegal but toss out the legal stuff. Police reviewed the X-rated material and found no evidence of illegality, and no charges resulted from it. So there you have it. They kept the stuff, turned it over to police. Interesting parents, right? They then threw it away. In one email, his father Paul said to him, "I do not possess your pornography. It is gone. It has been either destroyed or disposed of. I may well have missed a few items that are now in your possession, but at this point, if you don't have it, it is gone. Ditto for your toys and smutty magazines." Old school parents right there. Getting back to what I was just talking about, it makes me wonder if there was some huge rift that when he moved back in, or even going back to his childhood, teen years, young adult years, why he moved out in the first place, and then again why he moved out to Muncie after 10 months there, that what was the family dynamic like? Why would the parents feel like this was something they needed to do in terms of destroying the stuff? Are they really that traditional in their values? But then why would they go to police with the stuff? So it's like I said, not only did they keep it, they also went to the police with it. So what's the rift there? What are they trying to get out of this by trying to screw him over in the legal system? We counted 12 moving boxes full of porn plus 2 boxes of toys, as you call them. We began that day the process of destroying them, and it took quite a while to do so. It looks like here there's a list of some of the stuff that he... I just saw one of them here. I was kind of like talking in honey drippers. I was talking and kind of scanning through the list, but Young Nurses in Lust. This is... Pardon me for being a little... Okay, focus. This looks like the list of some of the things he kept. So he kept detailed lists here. Abby Winters, the 4-pack. She must be something to have done a 4-pack. Uranus experiment. Let's see. Asian chunky chicks. Granny's gone anal, yeah. Ooh, yuck. What's he doing? Mother-daughter exchange club. Shot at home for older women, younger women. Granny's gone anal has to take it with Asian chunky chicks and Uranus experiment coming in a close second and third, getting the honorable mention. We moved ahead a little bit. It says in another email, the father asked, "You're almost 40 years old. How has your life worked out so far? Maybe now is a good time to change your goals and how you live. Don't worry. I'm not going to preach at you again. I think that you know enough that you can figure out for yourself and that you know where to find the answers." I rate Twerking, again, they call him Twerking, who also... who had also asked them for his tambourine and black comforter back, phoned the police, who then contacted his parents. I love how they have that Freudian slip by calling him Twerking there. Maybe too many thoughts of twerking on these videos by the article writer, so they got to focus themselves. Getting down to the judge's decision here, here's his ex-wife Mary, if you care to see that. I guess they have a daughter, it says. Defendants do not cite to any statute or case law to support their assertion that landlords can destroy property that they dislike, the judge said. Maloney told both sides to file their briefs on the financial value of the collection. The court does not intend to hold an evidentiary hearing, he said. Werking and his parents have until February to write written submissions outlining the total damages. The son's attorney, Miles Greengard, says his client should receive treble damages, which he is entitled to do under his claim of conversion of property. Treble damages, I don't know what that means. Fair market value, pay the man for his stash. Somebody says here, pay him $1 a week forever, cut him out of the will. It does seem like the parents are more traditional. So the parent's statement kind of goes back to what I was saying before was, what's the rift there? It seems like obviously they know the dude has issues. He's 40. Maybe he still hasn't gotten his stuff together. Maybe he's still kind of a loser in their eyes. And we do know that there's a lot of studies out there that say certain things about porn addiction and things like that, where kind of some of the mental and physical challenges or things that can arise or not arise due to that porn addiction. Whether that stuff is true or not, I'm not saying anything about that. I've just seen some articles. What a lovely son. Sounds like a pretty revolting person all around. Ex-wife is well rid. Wouldn't you just be so proud if he was yours? Not. Where's his mugshot? I need a laugh. Best typo ever? Yes. Probably talking about the twerking thing. We saw mom, dad, and ex-wife. Where's his pic? Twerking. Really, DM? Spell check at the very least. Alright, that's all I really have. Whenever I see a funny adult spicy story, I have to take a look at it and see if it's worth a laugh. This one's kind of funny. To have that much stuff when there's so much free stuff online, as I've said many times, that will never make any sense to me. But they did say a lot of it's 80s and 90s. They talked about 400 VHS tapes being in there. And those are things maybe a lot of times that were never converted over to DVD. Maybe it just wasn't worth it to do that. Things that maybe you can't find on the internet. So, him being a classical lover of porn, I get his anger and disgust at his parents for this and his outrage enough to take them to court. So everybody, as we go into this weekend, as we head into Christmas, a week away, New Year's, if you think your life is hard, just be glad you weren't a 40-year-old who was living in his parents' basement who had his porno collection tossed out.